Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Bo Wulf. EJ Smith is over here. We're going to talk about the Eagles. We're going to talk about Arnold Ebiketie, Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, and Mina Kimes is going to join the show to talk about Riq Woolen and the other things the Eagles have done this week. It's Friday. Get comfortable. Hang with us. The show starts now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast on Friday afternoon, live from the Xfinity studio and presented by Ashley. Free agency frenzy rolls right along. Bo Wulf, EJ Smith. EJ, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty well. It's Friday. I'm excited for the show.
Got those Rebecca Black vibes.
Yeah, man, now that is a reference that I can understand and pick up on.
I love that song.
You like unironically love It's
it.
Friday?
It's a great song. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. So relatable.
Do you actually like the song?
I like that song.
No, you're just...
We used to play that
you're
song
totally
in the Eagles office. I mean, all the time, every Friday.
I don't believe you, actually. I think you're just being,
I like
facetious.
That song.
As my dad would say, facetious with a PH.
Okay. No, I like that song.
That song's fine. It's fine. It's so good it's bad, is I guess the point.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to it enough times in my life that I now have positive feelings about it.
I'm not looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to this show. I'm going to be where my feet are.
Oh, okay. What's coming on this show?
All kinds of stuff. We're
All
talk
kinds
about
of
Arnold
stuff.
Ebiketie.
Arnold Ebiketie.
To chatting with Mina Kimes. I got my Love Is Blind takes out. I feel great.
We'll bring that to you in a little bit. Today is supposed to be decision day on Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
It'll be funny if they just keep pushing it along every 2 days, like a flunky college student asking for an extension from the professor.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got a rollover
me,
t-shirt,
yeah.
and he's like, "All right, fine, but this time it's for real."
This does sound familiar.
Sorry, my 7th grandparent just died. I need an extra.
Don't do that. That's not nice. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say
people
that.
Making that up. No. People who have done that.
Yeah, I know people that would do that, but I wouldn't accuse anyone of doing that. That's why they do it. Yeah. That's why they do it. So I would never accuse somebody of making something like that up.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into Arnold Ebiketie. But before that, because we're going to talk a little bit about what we saw, just flashing through some film. But you want some expert film analysis, you can get it from the great Fran Duffy. We have an awesome event coming up. Fran's film session, April 8th, 6 to 8 at Next In Line Comedy. He's going to go through everything he's seen from the guys that the Eagles have signed in for agency. Also a little bit of a preview of some draft stuff. This is a Die-Hard only event, and Connor Barwin is going to be there. So we're raising money for Connor Barwin's Make the World Better Foundation. Little meet and greet with Connor Barwin. Awesome experience. Diehards only. Tickets are going to go fast.
It's going to be cool for everyone to get to interact with Connor Barwin. He's a name you hear a lot around the building, especially among players, because of how just many just how much he handles, how much is under his purview.
He's going to do a good job. People trying to come up and tackle him. He's able to avoid pressure.
Yeah, you got to read allphly.com to find out what that means. But yeah, he's got a big hand in player development in that building.
All right, let's get into the big takeaway presented by our friends at Xfinity. The big takeaway today is all about Mr. Arnold. Nice job on the thumb with Hey Arnold. Arnold Ebiketie. You've slept on it. You've had a little bit of time to analyze the player, the addition. What do you think since we talked last night?
So looking at some of the reaction about Arnold Ebiketie, the thing I would say is I know that we've used Azeez Ojulari and Josh Uche as the examples of the type of signing that this is, but I do think there's reason to believe that he will be a higher floor player than either of those guys were last season. I think if you use Azeez Ojulari as the example, it is a little bit of a cautionary tale about you don't always want to put a lot of faith in a player that has struggled throughout their career. But I think it's important to note that like Arnold Ebiketie has been available for almost his entire career. You know, I think he's played 16 or 17 games each of the last 4 years. So with Azeez Ojulari, I think injuries were a big factor there.
Yeah, I think his body was broken.
Yeah, when we got to training camp, we immediately could see like this guy doesn't have a lot of juice left. Arnold Ebiketie hasn't been as productive as you would have hoped for his draft pedigree, but I think that it's a safer bet to make that his best football is ahead of him because he doesn't have the injuries that are going to hamper him going into this next stop.
And you're always trying to wonder, why is this player available? I think Fran said this when we talked about him during Quackatology, that, you know, sometimes when you have regime change, guys can shake loose. And obviously they used first-round picks on edge rushers last season. They need edge rush help. So, you know, it would have been nice for them to keep him around. But just flashing through my own eyes on Ebiketie, I don't think that there is like starting upside here. But I think he is a very solid third or fourth guy in the rotation. He plays on both sides. His body is fine. Like he's still got juice in his legs, it looks like to me. He is not a refined pass rusher. There's not a lot of like, you know, winning with his hands. But one thing I do like that stood out to me is he does a very good job of keeping his eyes on the quarterback mid-rush and sort of adjusting his plan based on where the quarterback is. You see him getting involved a lot that way. And he can drop back in coverage. So in terms of a guy who can fill a bunch of different roles for you, he makes sense as a part of the rotation.
Look at this guy. Somebody was over there crunching the film, eating some tape, doing some guys. I'm impressed.
Listen, I could do a guy.
That was a good scouting report right there. I agree. You floated it during the emergency pod, which was fine. I'm not saying I'm not trying to like pick a fight with you about something you said on the pod. Yeah. I think that they do need a number one in this room still.
I don't think they need a number one.
Okay, so now I am picking a fight. I don't think that this, maybe in a Vic Fangio world where he's kind of like, you know, I don't need that. I don't need that.
I think it'd be nice to have a number one.
No, I think that to be the type of contender that they want to be, I think they need a number one in this room.
Well,
if you go into next year with Jalix Smith and Nolan Hunt.
Wow, that's very funny.
Friday. Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith as your top two, you don't have enough firepower off the edge.
I am holding space for the possibility, as I have talked about, that Jalix Hunt himself can become a true number one.
Yes, just like we're holding space for like Arnold Ebiketie being like a 4 or 5 sack rotation guy. But no, that doesn't mean that you're counting
different entirely. I think there's a real chance that Jalix Hunt turns into a superstar.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think you can go into next year saying the firepower on the edge is contingent upon Jalix Hunt becoming a baby Myles Garrett. I don't think that you go in. Hope is not a strategy in that.
No, but I would a number one would be nice, and I think a Jonathan Grenard trade would make a lot of sense for them. But I also think they can afford to approach this similarly to the way they did last year, and then find next year's Jalen Phillips. I think that is a reasonable way to go about it.
Okay, we can find common ground here because I think
it's unlikely they're going to make it through the season thinking they're going to have one of the best 3 defenses in football, and that's all they have on the edge.
Yes,
but I think they can afford to be patient, or at least not be overpaying for something.
The common ground we can find is I think edge rushers are starting to feel like relief pitchers in the NFL, where you can kind of get an impact edge rusher around the trade deadline from a team that's out of it. You know what I mean? Like you can find those guys a little bit more easily than you could like a lockdown corner, or obviously like, you know, a quarterback, obviously. I think a wide receiver even is like, can be a little bit of a mercenary position. You're not getting like a total like difference maker maybe at the deadline, but I think Jalen Phillips types are usually available at the deadline. And I'm going to use this
not
example.
always as young, but yes.
Sure. Yeah, you could. Yeah, maybe a little bit of like a ring chaser. You know, like Bradley Chubb would have been the example I would use if the Eagles had traded for him. But I do think I'm going to use this example a lot this offseason. There have been examples of the Eagles having unsettled positions going into training camp and finding answers by week 1, like C.J. Gardner-Johnson. This could be one of those situations if the Jonathan Grenard thing drags out or if he ends up elsewhere.
I don't know what Howie Roseman's appetite for going about it the same way he did last year is, because, I mean, I think it was probably good process the way they handled it last year. The bet diversification that they had. They signed Ojulari. They had Okoronkwo. They signed Josh Uche. Zadarius Smith, Brandon Graham. Like, between all of those players, you would have thought that somebody would have popped. I think I might be even forgetting somebody else, but didn't happen. And then you go for Jalen Phillips. I don't think that that's a bad way to go about it. And really, the main reason they had to go out and trade Jalen Phillips is that Nolan Smith couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
So I think if you are hoping that whether it's Jalix ascending, Nolan playing like the way he played at the end of the 2024 season, Ebiketie taking a little bit of a jump, they're going to add some other veteran for, a veteran minimum contract with incentives or something like that. Between all of that, maybe in the draft as well, you wait and see what the draft gives you. I think that is a fine approach to take, barring somebody like Grenard.
I agree. I would just say that maybe I'm a little bit more inclined to like include in the range of outcomes and probably put more turkeys on a splashy move to get somebody at the top of the depth chart. Maybe they go into training camp and we're like, man, Jalix Hunt, stock up. This guy is about to have a double-digit sack season. He is going to be their ace. But outside of that, I do think that they might be more aggressive than maybe.
It's also about priorities. Like, do you think that adding a number one edge rusher is more important than finding a safety or a tight end or a wide receiver in a post AJ Brown world?
I would say tight end more important. Wide receiver, if in a post AJ Brown world, I'd probably say wide receiver more important. I'd put edge over safety though.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just easier to insulate that position. And like who knows if Michael Carter or like, Andre Sam or somebody from the group of guys that they had on the toward the bottom of the depth chart last year, if one of those guys can really turn into something, I would probably say edge is the most important thing on defense right now for me.
There's also, talking to BG about it yesterday, the Riq Woolen edition, the classic marriage between rush and coverage.
Yeah.
In theory, if you have hit on Riq Woolen the way that you think you have,
you got more time to rush.
Yeah, you got more time to rush and adding and spending real resources on a top of the market edge is theoretically less important.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I had quick note on Riq Woolen. I really enjoyed his introductory press conference. He's got a big personality. I think, and we'll hear from Mina on this. I think that the concerns about like him having this like CJ Gardner-Johnson type personality maybe is a little bit overstated. I'm not sure. Like the Eagles have had defensive backs with big personalities before. Darius Slay was just in Philadelphia. I think we've seen examples of guys who like, have that, whatever word you want to use, bravado, or, like just, I would say with Slay, it was more like a childlike enthusiasm.
So, yeah, Slay was much different, yeah.
But I kind of think Riq Woolen probably sits somewhere in between those guys more than just like a CJ Gardner-Johnson clone.
Yeah. I am still, when we talk to Mina about this, I'm still a little bit wary of Seattle letting him go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Personality-wise, but I also think pricing that in, because it's a one-year contract, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but do you think? Well, why don't we talk about it on the other side of the segment with Mina?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have Mina ready? Not yet. So see what you did there?
Oh.
You threw everything off.
I'm sorry.
But we can close the book on the big takeaway presented by our friends at Xfinity. I mean, listen. Can't always have every club in the bag.
I'm clearly remorseful. I said I'm sorry. You didn't have to kick me while I was down.
All right, let's take a quick break. On the other side, we'll continue this conversation. We'll talk about Decision Day with Dallas Goedert, the report from Diana Rossini about AJ Brown trade speculation continuing, and then in a little bit we'll hear from Mina Kimes with her insight on Riq Woolen, Johnny Munt, and a whole lot more.
As you guys know, I have a long commute, and I cannot tell you how many times I'll be on my way home and I'll realize I haven't eaten. I want something healthy and affordable on my way home, and for that reason, I really love what Wawa is offering right now. They've got $5 deals all day, and honestly, it just makes your life so much easier. If you're starting early, you can grab the $5 Big Breakfast Meal Deal. We're talking a sizzly, a hash brown, and any size hot or iced coffee. That's a full morning win for $5, available from 5 to 11 a.m. Then later in the day, the value keeps rolling with a roasted chicken sandwich or crispy chicken sandwich created your way starting at $5. They've even got new teriyaki recipes for a limited time. So start your day strong and fuel up whenever you need with Wawa's $5 deals. It's a limited time, exclusions apply. See wawa.com for details. Gotta have a Wawa. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. It's Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. It's super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that lets you stream the game even when your whole family is online. Just picture it, all your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part? No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment already included in the deal. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, that should stay reliable and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. You can learn more at Xfinity.com. Again, that's Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply.
Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, EJ got some devastating news. Why?
Co and Bo dream is dead.
Our walls are safe.
That's right. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are re-signing tight end extraordinaire co-Keeft, according to Jason Licht.
It's light.
Light, shoot. Man, I'm as my.
It's Friday.
It's fine. I'll rebound.
I know you will.
Maybe.
You always do.
Eventually. How you feeling?
Well, I mean, once they signed Johnny Munt, I felt like it was probably not going to happen.
Who's to say?
I don't know.
The dream was still alive. You know, this is good news for them.
Flickering, yeah.
My guy Cam Latu.
Please.
Every move that's happened this week, I've just had to ask myself, what does this mean for Cam Latu's legacy?
What do Latu?
That's okay. That was all right.
Okay. Now, listen, it is, we're talking tight ends, so let's remember that in theory, we're supposed to have some kind of resolution on Dallas Goedert's future by around 4 o'clock today. Do you think we're going to get it? No, you're never going to get it.
I think we will get.
You're never, ever going to get it.
I think we will get it. I would qualify it with the same thing that we qualified the Jalen Phillips extension talks with. The longer it goes, the less likely it is. It might be an obvious thing, but...
Oh, I actually don't agree with that.
Really?
Yes. I think the longer it goes, the more likely it is he comes back.
I mean, the reality is that, like, if they were going to come to an agreement, you think that there's, like, oh man, like, that means that this 3:59 deadline, they're going to rush it, they're going to run into
No, I just think that the longer it goes, the more other teams have filled holes and the Eagles have not filled their tight end.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think it really just comes down to whether or not they can agree on a number. And the closer they get to 4 o'clock, when, you know, other teams would then be like, if it's not by 4 o'clock, it's over. They're not going to take the dead cap hit and then bring him back.
They might. They did that with Fletcher Cox a couple of years ago.
They did do it with Fletcher Cox a few years ago, but that was different. And, like, it wasn't like they missed a deadline. It was just kind of like, it almost seemed like, I don't want to speak out of turn about the Fletcher Cox thing, but it seemed different than this.
Why? What do you think happened?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
It just seems different than this one.
Okay.
I think that Dallas. Well, no, I suspect that Dallas Goedert would like to be back. I suspect the Eagles would like to extend him. So I still think it will happen. But again, I probably would have expected it to happen. I expected it to happen probably by now.
Okay. Maybe it'll happen during the show.
I was about to say they got 90 minutes.
Or not. Maybe they extend it again.
I don't even, can you extend it again?
Sure.
Okay.
There's no rules.
There are rules, but it might be easier to just not get into the weeds on that one.
I bet this has got to be so frustrating for Dallas Goedert specifically. Like, just give me the money, man. Like, come on. Stop jerking me around. I've been here for 8 years. A little respect.
Maybe. I think that players are used to this with the Eagles. This is how they operate, which is, you know, understandable. But yes, even like someone with tons of tenure with the organization is still going to have to go through these types of contract negotiations.
Yeah, there is a for the longtime Eagles, there's an interesting arc where for your first re-signing contract, you really get like
the Jordan
overpaid.
Davis. Yeah, you get the Jordan Davis.
It's like, we really love you. We really want you to be here forever. And then once that contract starts becoming a little bit onerous, then all of a sudden it's batch it down. I mean, it's like, and it's like, we don't need you at all.
Yeah.
And it's like the longer you have become a beloved franchise staple, the more they're going to try to hammer you down contract wise.
I think
Kelce.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Kelce's the exception.
Kelce is the exception there.
Lane might be an exception too.
Yeah, although I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to make Lane take a little bit of a pay cut this year because he didn't play as much last year. No, I wasn't going to say that. But
okay,
yeah.
I thought you were like steering yourself away from saying haircut.
No. But yeah, I mean, even like the BG situation, like, I mean, just pay the guy. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to they try to squeeze out every ounce of the salary cap. But yeah, I agree with you also that it's like these guys have been here.
Go somewhere else? Come on.
Well, that's like, especially with BG, that is like, he doesn't want to play anywhere else, which I think, I said this on Anthony's show, I think Eagles fans should really, really appreciate that. Like, I think if BG were willing to play somewhere else, teams would be interested. I mean, at least in a smaller role, I think they'd be interested in bringing him on, but he doesn't want to play anywhere except for Philadelphia. I think that's admirable.
Okay. How many turkeys are you putting on we do an emergency podcast after the show is over because of Dallas Goedert's return to the Eagles?
Like 55.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. And our show is over at like 3 something. So, yes, like 55.
TikTok. Make it happen.
Be nice if it happened during the show.
You know it's going to happen the second I hit end.
That's honestly the best result for us is it happens right when the show is over.
Yeah.
Because then we get to squeeze you for extra numbers.
Oh, don't we don't squeeze the audience. We honor.
It's good for our numbies.
Numbies. You really said it. We honor the news that happens. We know that there's not going to be a lot of options right after news happens where you can hear someone discuss it.
Plus, it is nice when we get an emergency pod in studio.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks good.
I like the energy of when we're at home. Actually.
So do I, but yeah, it's good to mix it up.
I like the chaotic, like Franz Blinker becomes a thing because it's we're living our lives and we will always be there.
I do like this idea from CDP is that we just get held hostage. We commit to doing this show until there's a Dallas Goedert resolution.
I don't think Lindsay likes that idea. Now, I probably should ask you this off air, but if Dallas Goedert. If the void deadline passes and Dallas Goedert becomes a free agent, are we doing an emergency pod on that?
I don't think not.
Yeah, I don't think so because maybe the Fletcher Cox situation is the template there.
Yeah, I think until we have an actual, if he signs elsewhere, then I think we can probably do a quick check-in.
The one thing I will say about like the Fletcher Cox situation is that there was like his contract was so complicated that there was a little bit more there than just like, oh, well, we couldn't come to an agreement by the deadline, so we had to cut it loose. Like, I think that one there were a lot of things at play there, and the contract was definitely one of them.
Okay, I'm happy to see that people in the chat do not mind a little squeeze.
No, I don't like that. Our relationship with the audience is not transactional like that to me. At least to me, I appreciate that they tune in every day, they watch the show. I'm not trying to squeeze you guys for numbers.
Well, so do I. But see the diehards, the sickos here, they're going to be with us anyway, and they want to help out. And they also know that the milking sometimes brings in other people.
Yeah, exactly. And then the community grows and it's special.
Yeah.
But I'm not like sitting here like, oh, that would be great so we could squeeze you guys for more numbers. That's not what I'm about here. By the way, speaking of the sickos and the people who are happy to be squeezed, shout out to Corey because I mentioned that you were anti-mayor, and then I heard some negative feedback about you, and it was Corey.
Unfair negative feedback about me.
No, it's not unfair.
Like every
yeah, exactly. There you just told on yourself. I think Corey is.
I am not denigrating John Mayer as a guitarist.
Yeah, but you are.
All I'm doing is bringing up a funny thing.
Yeah, but it's like.
How dare you?
Do you think?
How dare you remember the thing he said about Jessica Simpson?
Yeah, it's like at some point we know that that's what you're thinking about.
So.
Shout out to Corey. Corey is like him and I have like a singular set of interests. Like our interests are like a circle on the Venn diagram.
Okay.
I can appreciate that.
Now you spent time this morning putting together your guitar hero list.
No, it's a very specific guitar hero list. Do you want it now?
We're talking about it.
Okay. I did top 5 guitarists that were born after 1980.
Okay.
Because it really cuts your options. You know, most of the guitar heroes out there are, you know, of a different era. Modern guitar heroes are usually older people.
Okay.
Like really older men, if I'm being totally real.
Okay.
So
is Jessica Simpson make the list?
No. So stop me if you've heard any of these people.
All right, we're going 5 to 1? Or
yeah, I don't have them. I guess I have them in order. Okay. Yeah. All right. You're gonna tell me if you've heard of these people.
Okay.
Mateus Asado.
Never heard of him.
I think
Mateus Asado is kind of like a Gennaro Gattuso type, short stopper, plays with an edge, gets a lot of yellow cards, but he's the guy you want on your team. Foxhole guy.
Yeah. He is, in my opinion, the best guitarist born after 1980.
Oh, you're starting from the top. You're supposed to count up.
Oh, well, we already started.
Okay. And who does he play for?
He's like an instrumental guitar player. But like all of the young guitar icons are like social media phenoms. Like that's what they're known for.
So he's not in a band?
I think he plays he's like a studio musician. I think he plays in bands, but not like I don't listen to his.
What had the halcyon days when the best guitarists were actually in a band?
Oh, I agree.
Know what I mean?
I agree. I completely agree. Okay. My number 2 is in a band. You will not have heard of him. His name is Chris Buck.
Chris Buck. Yeah. Chris Buck was a backup center for the 1990s Knicks. Got dunked on quite a bit. But
wait, in real life?
No.
So, okay, I was gonna say Chris Buck sounds like the most like broad-shouldered, square-jawed English striker ever.
Oh, disagree. No. Chris Buck is a backup slappy center.
He is incredible guitar player. He's in a band called Cardinal Black. I'll give him the free advertising.
Cardinal Black, interesting.
Yeah,
never heard of him.
Chris Buck. You would probably like their music.
Okay.
Although I don't know with you anymore. Number 3, Joey Landreth.
Joey Landreth.
Somebody in the chat has heard of this guy.
Joey Landreth is a race car driver.
Yeah. From like the South.
Yeah.
He's actually Canadian. He plays a baritone guitar and he plays slide. And he is like, he like embodies like a singer the way that he plays guitar. It's very, very musical. Okay. I would say all of 3 of these guys do that though, in different ways. Number 4, Corey Wong. You've probably heard of Corey Wong, right?
Never heard of Corey Wong. Corey Wong is Corey Wong ran a spirited upstart campaign trying to steal a Democratic Senate seat in Texas, but unfortunately, the odds were just too far stacked against him.
Yeah, nice. Corey Wong is a funk guitarist from Wolfpack is the name of the band.
Okay.
His guitar playing is very good. He's got a very distinct style.
Okay.
All right.
Last one.
Number 5.
John Mayer.
It's not John Mayer. He's old. Oh. He's too old.
He's born before 1980? That can't be right.
Yeah. Did I screw this up? No, he's born in 1977.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's been around a while.
Lindsay finally speaking our language.
I had a couple for my 5 or my 5th. So I'll give you 5 and then I'll give you my 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Number 5 is Isaiah Sharkey. You don't know who he is, but he's awesome.
Isaiah Sharkey is a very prolific scorer with a bad shooting percentage for a mid-major team. Was around for a long time. Would just chuck threes and would score like 30 points a game sometimes, but was a little bit too undersized to make it in the league.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot. He is an R&B guitarist. He's insane. Like he plays like stunt guitar in my opinion. Like he's one of those guys. He also is one of the rhythm guitar players for John Mayer. Younger guy, just like a powerhouse. Honestly, like stunt guitar isn't my thing. when you like can just do things that like shouldn't be possible on guitar. But if it was my thing, he probably would be higher on my list.
Okay.
All right. Honorable mentions. Tom Misch. I like a Tom Misch. I need to get
Thomas what?
That was good. Do you want to tell me what
Thomas
Tom
the
Misch
Tank Engine?
Thomas Misch. I like his music.
Tom Misch is so funny.
I need to get more acclimated with his music before I can put him in my top 5. It's Tom.
Great to meet you, Thomas.
Misch. He's gonna watch this and he's gonna be like, this guy's just making fun of my name.
Thomas Jefferson.
I hate that Lindsay's laughing at this. I hate it so much.
Thomas is perfect. It's a great name.
Didn't think about it.
Thomas.
Did not think about it.
Okay.
Lindsay's really laughing at that. She's like crying.
Other people laughing makes me laugh. Like when Bo really laughs. That's like
It's such a bad joke.
that's what gets me.
Well,
Brother Thomas.
you're crying now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You got 2 out of 3 tears on Tom Misch. Now we know what people need to comment in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Misch. Shout out to Matt
Thomas
Quinn.
Booker.
Thomas Booker.
That's the guy who's his agent.
Thomas. Okay. Matt Quinn. Shout out to Matt Quinn. Shout out to Sam Cooper from Mountjoy.
Okay.
Our friends. Friends of, can I say friends of the pod?
Yeah, I mean, well, Matt Quinn's is a defop. He's a sicko.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if I was allowed to call him
Yeah, sure.
anything. I haven't done a pod with him yet. Yeah, so that's my list. If you've heard of Mateus Asado, Chris Buck, or Joey Landreth, I want you to reach out to me. I need to feel seen.
Now, how do you feel about, I mean, the fact that you're including Matt Quinn, but you didn't put him in the top 5? I feel like that's a shot across the bow.
It's not. What did you want me to put him number 1? If I feel like Mateus Asado is the greatest guitar player born since 1980.
Well, I'm saying number 1, but in the top 5, if you're going to include him at all.
Honestly, if I was doing musicians, these guys would have been in the top 5. But we're doing strictly guitar. Joey Landreth would have been higher if it was just musicians too. His music is great.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting me do this. I had fun.
I mean,
you had fun too.
It was absolutely worth it just so that I could hear about Thomas.
Oh, Tom Morello, I don't think is young enough.
No chance.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was born in 1964. I probably did forget somebody, but not Tom Morello. He's too old.
All right. Just a dynamic segment. We appreciate that. Now we're going to get to some football. Mina Kimes is going to join us on the other side to talk about Riq Woolen, Johnny Munt, some of the strategic decisions the Eagles have to make, and also what she thinks the Eagles might do in the draft. So stick around.
And Love is Blind.
Mina Kimes on the other side. In the meantime, let us know your favorite Thomas.
If you're like me, you're starting to eye up some of your home renovation projects for the spring and the summer, and that's why I want to tell you about TrueMark's financial home equity line of credit, which lets you tap into your home's equity to handle renovations, upgrades, or whatever's next on your list. A TrueMark Financial HELOC Select gives you the flexibility to borrow when you need it on your timeline. You start with a revolving line of credit, use only what you need, and when you're ready, you can lock in all or part of your balance at a fixed rate for predictable payments. You only pay interest on what you use, and as you pay it back, that credit becomes available again. No reapplying, no extra steps. With competitive rates compared to most unsecured loans and flexible repayment options, this could be a smart move for your home and your wallet. Learn more about TrueMark Financial's home equity line of credit at TrueMark.com or stop by one of their 24 branch locations to get started. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938. With the college basketball tournament coming up, Sling TV can give you guys access to the games and more control over how and where you tune in. They really are one of the most flexible ways to watch live TV, and with flexible 1, 3, or 7-day pass options, that means instant access to live TV for the men's and women's tournaments. They've got great deals on day passes, just $5 to get access for 24 hours, and here's my favorite part. If you purchase any pass from Sling, and a 12 through 16 seed make it to the round of 16 in either the men's or the women's tournament, your next pass is just $1. So make sure you guys get signed up at sling.com/underdog. And remember, if an underdog wins, you win too. It's live TV your way. Learn more at sling.com/underdog. No purchase required. To learn more and see full rules, again, visit sling.com/underdog.
Bad news. You still got us. Mina will be ready shortly.
Now we're even.
No.
No. We are even. I did that. I felt bad, and you like berated me about it. You do it, and you're just like, oh, it's fine.
No. Because you did it when you knew that there was a possibility it was not going to be ready.
Yeah, and you still should have. You should have.
I did it when it was. At this point, it should be ready.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Lindsay agrees.
No, we both.
Lindsay, are we even, or did I actually do the right thing?
Did you do the right thing?
I did technically say I'll tell you when. It's definitely ready, so.
But I mean, every reasonable expectation.
Don't let him do this to you, Lindsay.
No.
Don't let him do it. Just say sorry.
All right, AJ Brown.
He's like, I'm good.
Diana's report today that talks are still very much ongoing, and the Rams might be a possibility here. What do you make of that?
I think that it's clear the Rams are pushing all their chips into this season with Matthew Stafford. So I think it makes sense in that regard. I don't know if it makes sense for the Eagles to trade A.J. Brown to the Rams because of what it would mean in division, in the conference, rather. I wanted to also note that Brian Baldinger told our friends at DNVR, actually, that the Broncos also have interest in A.J. Brown, which is a team.
I said that, remember?
Yeah.
That's a team that makes a lot of sense to me.
We've been all over it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Our speculation has been all over it, and now there's real reporting.
To me, that was the most under-discussed clear dot to connect.
Yeah.
Because they have a late-round pick, so they're going to want to use that. They need help for Bo Nix. They think they're Super Bowl ready. Yeah.
Right. So, to me, the draft does still seem like the next natural deadline for something to happen. I think at this point, if you're the Eagles, the closer you get to June 1, the longer it might be. You just feel okay. You feel confident you have a market that will be there after June 1 where you can spread it out.
I don't know what the contract is like for the trading team, but would you be interested in Devontae Adams coming back in an AJ, like it's Devontae and a 1 for AJ Brown?
I'm not sure I'd want to do that, especially if Brian Thomas Jr. is still on the Jaguars. I know that they've said that they don't want to trade him, but I don't feel like amazing about Devontae Adams.
No, but
it's just like a wide receiver.
Right. I mean, if you don't have anybody else right now,
I think you could probably figure it out still. Especially, I think if you're going into the draft, even if you're saying, okay, post June 1 is when we are targeting this trade, if you feel good about your market, you can still draft a receiver in the first round and feel, or the second round, and feel good about how they fit with AJ Brown or without AJ Brown. I think you could probably still navigate it without forcing it. So I think I'd rather look at the other options rather than Devontae Adams.
It would depend entirely to me on if that even makes sense cap-wise, and you could change his contract a little bit. But I think I kind of would be interested in just...
How old's he going to be next year?
He's going to be 34.
Yeah,
35. No, 34.
I'd worry about what he would look like in the Eagles system.
But
I think like he's where he should be. You know, like in a Rams offense where...
Yeah, but if they trade for AJ, they're going to cut him.
Yeah, no, which is probably another reason why you don't really need to force it in a trade, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would rather have the draft compensation. I'd rather maximize.
I agree with that. Yeah. I'm assuming that this is more. It's like it's a throw-in essentially.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it if I were the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still don't think you think maybe post June 1st is when, or a draft?
I do. Now Diana mentioned that there are roster moves that are contingent upon whether or not the Eagles will be keeping AJ Brown. It's an obvious thing. He's got such a high salary. So especially with like the Dallas Goedert thing looming, like does that have any impact on it? You know, does that create, again, a natural deadline where the Eagles want to make the decision sooner rather than later? I wouldn't close the door on that, but just like reading the terrain, I think it would make more sense to at least wait until we're closer to the draft.
Okay. What else you got?
I'm looking through my notes.
Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison.
The Thomas Crown affair?
How many of these do you have?
Justin Thomas, not as good.
Yeah. Justin Thomas is not my favorite.
I agree.
like I don't know if you picked up on what I was actually saying there. I don't like him as a golfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Did you watch Full Swing with him
No.
in it? I just like can't get rid of the visual of him sitting by his like beautiful pool in like this beautiful mansion, and he's just like pouting because he didn't make the Ryder Cup. And like I
He did
understand.
make the Ryder Cup.
No, this is like when this was back when. Oh, maybe it was
Did make it.
when he got the news that he wasn't going to at first. I think
Mm.
something he had missed out on the Ryder Cup, and I understand like having all the material things in the world isn't necessarily going to make you happy.
Mm.
And I understand like from an athlete's perspective, it's an important thing, but I don't know. I just got
My
loose
Justin
energy
Thomas
from him.
thing is he threw a terrible first pitch. That was
Oh, really?
not on him. Yeah.
That's surprising because he's a very explosive golfer. Like,
Yeah,
he
but
seems powerful.
he's not a true athlete. There are athletes who are good golfers, and then there are just golf automatons, and he is that. All right. We have Mina ready. So we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we will have Mina Kimes talking about all things Eagles. Really enjoying the Thomashes in the chat. Thank you very much. Keep them going. Stay with us.
Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. The only app you need to play all your favorite casino games in the palm of your hand. Play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows, Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders, and all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users even get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparx.com and download the app right now and enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play, you play to win, you bet. BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, Philly. Quick shout out to something awesome coming to the city. If you love boxing, live events, or just a wild night out, you got to check out the Team Boxing League when the Philly Smoke, Howie Roseman's favorite team, step into the ring March 20th at the Fillmore. It's a rematch of last year's championship against the NYC Attitude, not your typical boxing event. Team Boxing League is fast, high energy, and built for fans. It's team versus team, nonstop action, and the crowd is right on top of it. It's a big fight atmosphere with a Philly edge, the kind of night where every punch gets the room going. So if you want to be there live, grab your tickets right now at teamboxingleague.com. That's teamboxingleague.com. Use promo code PHLY when you check out to score your tickets. March 20th at the Fillmore, teamboxingleague.com, and use promo code PHLY. Go Philly Smoke, baby. All right, what a treat we have now, bringing back our friend Mina Kimes to talk about some of the interesting things that have happened over the first couple of days of free agency, including, Mina, we'll talk about Riq Woolen. You're an expert on Riq Woolen, but I want to hear the start, your excitement over the addition of Johnny Munt.
I've been asking for this for a while on your show, I feel like, since I started doing it. My kingdom for a blocking tight end. I don't even know. I'm sure it's not a lot of money. I didn't look, but
right. I actually don't think the details are out there yet.
Okay. And no amount is too large for.
Couldn't agree more.
No. I think it points the Eagles' offense in a good direction, which is, we've talked about the importance of fixing the run game next year and some of the needed evolution, not just from a schematic perspective, but I think from roster construction as well. And to me, it's a good step in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking my language with the blocking tight end here, Mina. I wanted to ask you, because Johnny Munt spent his entire career in like either Sean McVay systems or systems influenced by Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. Do you feel like those tight end positions are like specialists? Do you think like it's important to have somebody who actually has hands-on experience in that system?
Definitely. And I guess that my history with Johnny Munt is I have been calling the Rams preseason games since he was playing in the Rams preseason games, and understood pretty quickly how much the Rams valued him in that regard. since then, that was way before too. They've started doing more 3 tight ends on the field. But yeah, I do think he's a proven quantity. There's maybe I don't know, 10 tight ends around the NFL who I'd put in this group, veterans, especially in the Shanahan McVay offensive system. So I do think his experience is going to be useful. And I think the only thing is just for Philadelphia, they're going to have to pair him. We'll see what happens with Goedert, with another tight end who's a receiving threat. And also, in terms of his usage, it can't be just well, Johnny Munt's on the field. We know what we're going to do, right? You got to find ways to put multiple tight ends on the field so that you can threaten run and pass.
Yeah, and it can't also be that Johnny Munt is the only tight end who can block, because it was funny that it happened within minutes of the Grand Calcaterra return. And Grand Calcaterra has his strengths, but it can't be just okay, we have checked the box of a blocking tight end. Everybody else can be unable to do it. They still need to fill that room out in a more cohesive way. Okay, let's talk about Riq Woolen, because you have had a lot of experience watching him as a Seahawks fan. You know the ups and the downs. What do you make of the Eagles targeting Riq Woolen as their big addition in free agency?
I thought it was a great signing. First started here, it's a huge upgrade, obviously, of a cornerback 2 last year. Riq is a player who I think probably a little undervalued at the end by Seahawks fans because of some of the frustrating kind of lapses, shall we say, which we can talk about. But as talented as any young corner in the league, you guys, I'm sure I've been talking about his attributes. He's so traitsy. He's gigantic with super long arms and unbelievable speed, which allows him, it gives him a greater margin of error is how I would put. That's the thing, kind of when you're watching him, I don't think he gets beat a ton, but even when he does get beat, double moves and the like, his recovery speed is so insane. And that coupled with his length allows him to close and interfere with the ball in a way that just you cannot if you don't have those physical gifts. So, he's remarkably talented. He's a very good man corner, which makes this kind of an interesting schematic fit, obviously, and there's some questions there. But he's good in zone too because of how quickly he closes, can get his hands on the football. He's probably going to get targeted a lot, obviously playing opposite Mitchell and with DeJean in the slot. So there's, I think, some big play potential here. The downside, tackling. I think he went from being very bad to just below average, personally.
Okay.
But he's not a good tackling corner, and penalties. He's had some. I think the 2-play sequence in, I forgot if it was the playoff game where he makes an incredible pass breakup on Puka Nacua.
Yes.
And then celebrates a taunting and then gives up a big play to Nacua. It's kind of like the Woolen experience in Seattle in some ways. It's a little bit unfair but I do think you saw the highs and the lows in a single moment. And that's probably why they were able to get him on this cheap deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the play personality is a big topic of conversation with Eagles fans right now because they saw that big moment. I guess how prevalent is that? On a scale of Quinyon Mitchell to CJ Gardner-Johnson, how chaotic down in and down out is the Riq Woolen experience?
Yeah, I think it could be a little bit overblown. I mean, he's had really good complete games too, I think it's just because when he does, probably too, and this is, again, it'll be similar in Philadelphia, because in Seattle he was playing on such a good team, and you're going to see the same here. It stands out a little bit more, if that makes sense, in the same way that Jackson stood out. But I think the biggest difference is if he gets targeted heavily, he has the ability to punish quarterbacks, I think, in a way that the Eagles corners just did not.
Do you think Eagles fans should at least be wary of the fact that the Seahawks had plenty of cap room? They had 2 corners on the market, and they chose to bring back Josh Jobe instead of Riq Woolen, a guy who they knew and had developed and, had him for 4 years.
Well, I think with Jobe, if I remember correctly, it was a 2 or 3 year deal.
It was a 2-year deal for him.
2-year, pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And then you look at how affordable Woolen was in Philadelphia. I saw just up to 15, so it's not
12 is the base, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have been on the table in Seattle, if that makes sense, right? And I think with Seattle, maybe it was, I don't know, but the hesitation was more, we don't want to give him the big contract that he's seeking, part because we're about to have a bunch of other mouths to feed, specifically JSN and Devin Witherspoon were in the same draft, and they're going to get paid a ton of money, right? Very soon. Woolen, I feel like, took this deal with Philadelphia because he wants the chance to get a gigantic contract next summer, and that's the bet both sides are making here, right? Like that it's a prove it year. So, and people say, well, yeah, he had that in Seattle for sure, but because his play was a little bit up and down, he had to do it again. It's sometimes happens in the NFL, and it's not surprising to me that the deal that you saw in Philadelphia wasn't something that would have worked for Seattle.
I'm curious what you think about philosophically, because we spent so much time when we talked over the course of the season about having that weakness at corner with Adoree Jackson. And if the Eagles do not make a serious addition at safety, what you sort of think of the choice to, if you are hoping to have the best defense in football, but you know that you're probably going to have one real weakness in the secondary, moving it from corner 2 or corner 3, but the other corner on the outside to the second safety. What do you think of that trade that the Eagles seem to be making?
It's an interesting one. I think, I don't know if it's a weakness. I'll start there. I am optimistic. Well, and also see what the Eagles do in the draft.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is another. I'll just say it. Another white safety.
They cannot take him. They cannot take Tiedemann in the first round. No way.
I did say to someone with the organization ahead of the combine, I was like, would this be too on the nose? And then we're talking about the Oregon safety, Tiedemann. And then he put up that performance at the combine that made me a little bit like, oh, was he going to be there? I don't know. But
they have to go offense in the first round. They have to go offense. But anyway,
they could. But anyways, it's an interesting question because it kind of raises the question of like who's protected more in the Fangio scheme, who's easier to protect, right? I think it's interesting. I still like the young safeties, so I actually view them as less of a weakness than cornerback 2 was last season. But I actually think it is a little bit easier to protect that position than it is the second cornerback. I think teams, especially smart teams that use a lot of motion, were able to find ways to attack that, right? So I think it's a smart trade out. I also think that Woolen is more of an upgrade than safety is a downgrade.
Yeah.
I think that's probably fair.
And then when you're in base, you can play Cooper in safety because you have Riq Woolen.
So
it's fewer snaps that you have to worry about. One of the other positions that we're keeping an eye on here, Mina, is edge rusher. And Jonathan Greenard is somebody we've spent a lot of time talking about. How do you feel about his fit potentially for the Eagles there?
I think I posted this on Blue Sky that he was very Fangio coded. Similar to Jalen Phillips in some ways, and I do think they wanted to keep Jalen Phillips and just got priced out. But he is a very complete edge who plays the run very well, which is really important, obviously, in Vic Fangio's defense. I think probably a little bit less upside at this point than Phillips, and I know Phillips' sack production wasn't there, but I thought he was very good in Philadelphia. But yeah, I think the Devil, like, there's been rumors about Minnesota wanting to move on from him, ahead of free agency. And I'm interested if the price just hasn't been there for them. I forgot how old he is. What, like 30, right?
Not even. I think he's only going to be 29 this year, 28 or 29.
It's in my notes somewhere.
But like, yeah, I think it would be completely worth it for, I don't know what they're asking for, a mid-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Especially because, I don't think they're going to get a top edge where they're picking in the draft. I think the way I look at this class is there's a pretty significant drop-off to where Philadelphia is. So I would love that for them.
Be 29 in May.
We'll be 29. Okay. Do you have an Arnold Ebiketie take?
Not
That's
really.
fine.
I don't know.
They filled out the room.
Yeah, exactly. I think, it's pretty telling that Atlanta, which has its own issues at edge, was willing to move on. But Greenard would be an excellent consolation prize in my mind for moving on from Phillips.
So we touched on it earlier. Do you disagree with the thought that they need to go offense early in this draft, given just the nature of the roster they have and needing to flip the costs everywhere?
The last take I put out was tight end, which was Sadiq, but
If he's there, I think they'd take him. Yeah.
I think so too. I think they would be willing to move up a little bit for him potentially.
Speaking of, and we were talking about the tight end room. He is like a true complete, and kind of like Goedert earlier in his career. You know, like he is a good blocker. I think maybe some, you know, with Sadiq, like the production wasn't really there at Oregon, but when you watch the tape, you kind of see a lot of it had to do with how he was used, the number of mouths they had to feed. And I think, you know, he put on such a freaking show at the combine.
Yeah.
The athleticism, stretching the field, yards after the catch, capable of doing it all. I would love that. I had heard that some buzz around him and potentially the Rams or the Chargers. So the two LA teams both. So we'll see if he's there.
That would hit my Charlie Kohler prediction.
Oh no,
UJ.
no. Mina, what? No, I won't.
Go ahead.
Your answer.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Ask her about the Graham Plattner of free agents.
I just want to know your thoughts on Charlie Kohler. On what side of this set do you think you would gravitate toward? The Kohler Bears over here, or the Kohler haters on this side?
I am struggling to follow the analogy. Does he have objectionable tattoos?
No. It's not that. It is that. He is someone who no one has. It's like there's not a lot of information out there on, and all of a sudden people are just convinced that he is the answer to every problem that you could have at tight end. And then all of a sudden you get a little bit under the hood. You're like, there's actually not a lot there.
So hyperbolic. He's an interesting free agent because he was in limited usage. Mina, I feel like,
and then people become very passionate about.
How
dare you criticize Charlie Kohler, the league's most complete tight end?
Something I'm a little bit wary of is like those tight ends who are good blockers, and because there are other weapons on the offense, just end up being wide ass open. Like,
right?
You know, like fair. That's the kind of bucket I would probably put him in. I feel like every target he got, he was just like,
yes,
I'm here. Me? And the mark be like, all right, you know, like, or they would like leak him out. He was a good blocker though, so I can see it's very. You know, it's easy to see what the Chargers are trying to do this offseason. Tight end, receiver, obviously there's a little bit of an elephant in the room that could dictate there.
Darius Cooper's ascension, I assume is what you're talking about.
Wow, I've been doing this show long enough that I know some of your inside jokes. I mean, I'm looking at the interior of the offensive line, and I think health will tell us. That's the great thing about the draft, right? Is like sometimes moves tell us what they think about players and their and then I mean the reality is if they don't trade for Grenard, I do think they need to add edge. So I would say that would be the other big question mark. But there's not a lot. It's still a really good roster. I'm doing team needs on my podcast. Check it out, Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, youtube.com/@MinaKimes. And I've just started that, you know, where we start going through teams after free agency, and the Eagles are pretty stacked, pardon me. Like, you really don't have a lot of needs.
Yeah.
I think that's right. All right.
Do I have time?
Go ahead.
30 seconds.
Whatever you got.
The coolest thing that happened to me this week, Mina, is I posted about Vic and Christine from Love is Blind, and Christine hearted my story I posted about her. How I said I would run through a brick wall.
What did you say?
She didn't She didn't say anything. She just hearted it. But that was enough. The acknowledgement was enough.
What did you say?
Well, no. What did you say?
Oh, I said I would run through a brick wall for these two. And I would. I love them so much. They saved the season. I'm not convinced that they weren't dating before the show and that they were like a plant to make the season actually function because of the rest of the cast, but love Vic and Christine.
So I have a podcast where we've been recapping Love is Blind. We talk about TV. We're shifting to Paradise now, by the way, if anyone watches that. It's called Viewer Discretion, and we've been posting conspiracy theories about Vic and Christine.
Yes.
Oh, really? This is the thing.
It's like, are they real? Are they AI? I have enjoyed those.
Yeah. They are truly the only thing. Well, not the only thing, but did you watch the reunion?
They're the glue. Yeah, the reunion was
great couple review.
Yes, it was excellent. For everybody except for Ashley. I felt like Ashley and Brie stocked down majorly.
Yeah, they finished. We do power rankings. They fell in the power rankings. My girl Amber had a pretty tough performance as well.
Poor Amber.
Not great. Yeah, although she did rise a little bit. The real winner I thought was Nick Lachey. I was trying to. To me, it was like you guys can help me come up with like somebody who just keeps falling short in the playoffs and then finally like has the performance everybody's been waiting for.
Is this Sam Darnold? Like
It's the Josh Allen to come.
Yeah.
Or
He did
Lamar,
ask some hard hitting questions.
Yeah.
Necessary.
He was on their asses, those
Yeah.
guys. I had to applaud him. But yeah, go check out that pod too if you guys listen.
Andy
to that.
Reid, I don't know. Maybe that we got.
By the way,
yeah.
Andy Reid, yeah, Love Is Blind Philadelphia, y'all, coming out soon. Do you
Got
know
some
about
friends
that?
I might be putting up for Love Is Blind Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What, Cliffy too.
Cliffy too. That's a good one. Is there anyone here we can get involved? We'll have to think about that.
I don't want to put anybody's business out there.
I think they're already taping it, so it might be a little late. But yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mina. We really appreciate it. Good
Thank
to
you, Mina.
talk to you. Enjoy the off season, and thanks for all the insight.
Take care.
Back with more on the PHLY Eagles podcast.
And we are back on the PHLY Eagles show.
Hello.
I am your host, EJ Smith, and this is my
For some reason,
guest.
my mind was going to break.
He just popped in. You know, he's just kind of he's new here. Give him grace. Bo Wulf.
Now we are even.
What?
Now we are even.
No, now I'm up.
No.
You know, you said I was gonna rebound. Look at us now.
Look at us now. Are we in overtime?
Oh wow. Look at Lindsay. Just smooth operator.
Smooth operator. That was fun.
That was fun. I thank you for letting me get my Love Is Blind takes off. You guys should watch the next season. Nah, you know what? No. I take that back. If it's
the Philly one, I could be convinced.
If it's a good season, I will ask you to watch it. Then you can binge it, and then we can talk about it. Because this was a good season.
Is Philly next?
Maybe. Cliff, if you're listening,
I might just put it on the first episode to see if I recognize anybody from around just seeing their face
from around the way.
And
Cliff,
if not, see you later.
Cliff, if you're listening, you need to go on Love Is Blind. Like, it would be the greatest content. Be good for Shield. Be good for everybody. Be good for us too. You know, he'd give us a plug, right? I feel like Cliff would do that for us.
Which Eagle would you like to see on Love Is Blind?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like from like a selfish, like I'm a reporter and I'd like to learn about this person.
No, as a viewer of the show.
Just a fan of content. AJ Brown would be funny on Love Is Blind, but he's in a relationship, so I don't want to.
Yeah. I think Jordan Davis is a good answer.
Oh, that's a great. Well, he'd just be too good on the show. He'd be like too pure, you know. You want like a little bit of like.
I'd like to get to the bottom
dynamic
of the time that he said one of his girlfriends. He went somewhere with one of his girlfriends. This was in a press conference from like a couple summers ago.
Jordan Davis did this?
Yeah.
That's
and I think he probably meant girl space friends, but the way he said it was very funny.
One of my girlfriends is what you think he said? Or
I think that's what he meant.
Or do you think he was saying he has like, yeah.
I think it would be funny for him to put it out there.
Like he has girlfriends, like not like romantic girlfriends, but like, you know, a friend that's a girl that he calls a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's the space I'm saying.
Yeah, but like if Lindsay was talking about like her, you know, childhood friends that are women, she would say my girlfriends. He could be saying like that.
That's what I said.
No,
that's what I think he meant.
No, you said girl space friend. That's a different thing.
No, it's not.
Lindsay, do you know what I'm getting at here?
No, that's what that
I didn't
implies.
hear the first half, but I personally would never be like, oh, my girlfriends. I would just say my friends.
Yeah, but
that's
that is
what
a
the
phrase.
space implies is that
No,
it
there's
is
not
a
a space.
friend
There's
who
not a
is
space.
a girl.
Would you put a space on that if you were saying I'm going out with my girlfriends?
No, but I think both mean the same thing.
They
mean
the same thing.
But I am correct.
You're not.
Yes.
Girlfriends.
Just because people used it incorrectly doesn't mean it's right.
Okay. Yeah, all right, man. Whatever.
The one word.
Everyone else is wrong but you. All right.
No, I'm
What do you mean?
Bo, give us one time you were wrong. Should we call your wife? I bet she would have a couple.
Geez, this is tough. I don't know. Can't think of one. I don't know if it's. I'm looking forward to the time it happens, but I was wrong. I was wrong about the amount of money that Elijah Vera Tucker was going to make.
You were wrong about Elijah Vera Tucker. You were wrong. And you'll reframe this. I didn't realize that teams were going to be stupid enough to think that he could start.
No, I was wrong about that. I didn't think that would be his market. I was correct to push him in front of Charlie Kohler, but
You had some straw man tendencies on the Charlie Kohler thing. Nobody said he was the most complete tight end in the NFL.
I mean, we can get to the tape. That's exactly what you said. You said essentially he is a guaranteed ticket to the Super Bowl.
You were like, oh, everybody thinks that he's a top 5 tight end in the league, Mina.
Yeah. Oh, you want to open the party to the working class people, but you won't pay Charlie Kohler $15 million? Come on.
It definitely didn't say that. Bears.
The chat is overwhelmingly correct that I am correct about girlfriend and girlfriend.
No, I'm not. I think you're misunderstanding me. I'm saying that a woman could refer to a group of friends that are girls as girlfriends, one word.
And that is incorrect. Just like they can say literally when they mean figuratively.
Yeah, I don't think it's incorrect. I don't know why you get to decide they're incorrect. I think it's fine to spell it that way.
That's so you're okay with things being wrong. That's fine.
I don't think that it's like that granular. I think if my wife, Julia, said, oh, I'm going out with my girlfriends, and she spelled it one word, I wouldn't be like, what do you mean?
All right. Do we take Merriam-Webster as God of what words mean?
Depending
on if they agree with you or not.
You see what I deal with here, people? This is why we can't have nice things on this show.
Now listen, here's the thing. Language evolves. It's supposed to be prescriptive, not descriptive. Or it's supposed to be descriptive, not prescriptive. It literally is now in the dictionary as meaning figuratively, so that's okay. But originally, yes, that is the distinction.
Merriam-Webster says,
Definition 1, a female friend. Definition 2, a frequent or regular female companion in a romantic or sexual relationship.
Did you see how Lindsay sort of whispered sexual?
We're in overtime. It's fine.
the volume just dropped to just a little bit for that word.
You say it like this.
So for the official record, Merriam-Webster says I am correct, but you will not relent any space, and that's fine. I don't need your space.
No, Merriam-Webster does not necessarily say that you are correct.
It lists his definition as first.
Yeah, the first definition for the word girlfriend, singular word, is a friend that's a woman. That is what I am saying, is that word can mean a friend that's a girl.
The chat is correct. That's the thing that you.
And if the chat agreed with me, you'd be like, "You're not going to listen to these people."
Yeah, because they can be wrong sometimes.
Okay, I feel great about how this argument went for me. You have Fran on your side.
I also think there is a distinction between a heterosexual woman saying girlfriend, and a heterosexual man saying girlfriend.
I agree.
Whereas you would expect the space if it is a man saying, I went out with my girlfriend.
That was the origin of this conversation. Is I don't listen. Jordan Davis, if he wants to call his friends who are women girlfriends, that's fine. That's fine by me. Like, who am I to say? But that was the question I was asking: is do you think he meant he's got like a group of 4 or 5 women that he's friends with, and he calls them my girlfriends?
I think that is probably what he meant.
Yeah,
that's why I said in the beginning. I think that's what he meant with the space. But
wouldn't
I like the idea that he's putting it out there as his business that he's dating around.
No. I mean, whatever Jordan Davis wants to do in his personal life is fine. Go ahead.
This is the hard-hitting journalism we need you to look into, EJ.
You
know him.
I mean,
I can't be
time and a place.
I mean, yeah, he mentioned that
this was 2 summers ago.
Was the one who made the cookies that he brought in for the defensive lineman or the defense.
Oh, that might have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also was secretive about that. So, but that's the extent of the reporting I'm going to do on this subject.
A girlfriend of mine is a funny.
A girlfriend of mine.
Yeah. Listen. It's a big guy. There's a lot of him to go around.
Okay.
He's young. Let him have fun. Jordan, I approve. That's all I got to say. Although I may not approve of your language, depending on what you meant.
Don't listen to Merriam-Webster. Listen to Bo Wulf.
That's right. All right. Fun Friday show. Good stuff. Thank you, Mina Kimes. Thank you, Arnold Ebiketie. Thank you. Actually, no thank you to Howie Roseman and Dallas Goedert for dragging this on and not giving it to us right at the end of the show.
See you guys in 5 minutes.
See you guys in 5 minutes
Yeah,
for when this
we'll be
resolution comes down.
Girl-friend. Fran says in the chat. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean,
nobody agrees with that.
That's rage bait.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Like what are we talking about here?
We'll be back Monday at 2:00. I think there's a good chance we'll probably talk to you before then for some reason or another. So stay tuned to PHLY for Emergency Podcast. For Lindsay and EJ, I'm Bo. We thank you for listening and watching. We'll talk to you later. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.